We knew that the UEFA versus Super League judgment was going to come out today. What we did not know is that it would be so seismic, or so it first appeared.
That's right.
Basically, the key finding here, and all right, take a step back, but essentially this whole proceeding takes forever. It took forever. The Attorney General came out and gave out a view like a long time ago, like 6 months ago. Now we have the final verdict, the final written reasons, the final judgment, I guess. And this judgment says that UEFA have abused their position, UEFA and FIFA, as organizers, because they organize European competitions and also they regulate them. This case was brought by an entity called A22, which is linked to the original Super League members.
That's right.
Real Madrid and Barcelona were kind of the two clubs that were left in it, at least publicly. They brought this case. They're originally in Madrid, then it went to the European Court of Justice. And on the surface, the headline is undoubtedly that they won.
Yeah, it feels like a little victory, certainly for the Super League, for especially the two clubs, the two main clubs still left in it, Barcelona and Real Madrid, and their presidents, Florentino Perez and Joan Laporta, in the sense that it looks like, and certainly what the European Court is saying is like basically the way that UEFA and FIFA blocked the Super League project was unlawful. They were not allowed to do that. The way that the rules that they have relating to accepting other competitions is just not, it's not right.
So that is the headline, and that was in because they released something called the executive summary right in the morning, and it makes it pretty clear that that's what they found. But then you have the actual judgment, and again, you know my thoughts on lawyers and legalese. It's very long, and already when you speak to the two sides, to A22 and to UEFA, they're both putting a real spin on this because one of the arguments that they're making is saying, okay, so UEFA can't pre-approve a league. They can't say, oh, no, you can't do this league, or you have to come to us for approval if you want to start a new competition, right? But in fact, what they're saying is their system for providing pre-approval is wrong and is illegal.
Yeah.
UEFA have since introduced a new system in 2022, for example, which wasn't considered by this court because this court moves in slow motion. Does this mean that UEFA still have the power? That's not clear to me, and I think we'll then have further test cases to interpret this, or until the legal scholars can come out and tell us what's up with this. But the other thing, which I think fans want to know, is does this mean that tomorrow, we're back to April 2021, and we're going to have this massive Super League?
Yeah.
The answer is probably we won't, because in a number of countries, in England and in Italy, I'm not sure about what the situation is like in France, but they actually passed legislation where you can't leave, you can't join a league that's not recognized by UEFA without UEFA approval. Yeah. So effectively, if you were to play in this, you would forfeit your right to play in the Premier League, hypothetically.
Yeah.
That I think can still be challenged. But that again is going to take time.
Yeah, it's a faff.
It's going to go down the road.
So do you actually think that today actually changes something? Really? I know it looks like a small victory for the Super League. People, A22, Florentino Perez, Joan Laporta, blah, blah, blah. But do you actually think that it's that big, what is happening today?
It's hard to tell, frankly, because of the legal intricacies. But no, I don't think this is like the Bosman case at all. Okay. The idea with UEFA abusing their monopoly situation because they are regulators and they are competition organizers at the same time, I think that's out there. And I think we knew that it was heading in that direction. The question is there a specificity of sport? Is there something within that tells us, well, wait a minute, sport is different. This is not a normal business. To what degree would they go down that road? That is what we didn't know. And I think that part is still open to interpretation. Yeah. In nuts and bolts, UEFA's new approval system that they introduced in 2022 is that compliant with European law?
Because the court also said today that their judgment doesn't mean that a competition such as the Super League project must necessarily be approved. So they're just saying, listen, we think that UEFA abused their position of dominant
and they need to revise their systems.
Yeah.